At Sam Rayburn during the Elite Series event last year, I was throwing the prototype ToadRunner that I made. Here's the new one that we have, and this is a unique bait, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to walk you through the footage at Sam Rayburn and why I was able to catch those fish on this bait. First of all, you're noticing here that looks like that grass is maybe a foot or 2 foot. The outside edge where the boat is 6 foot. That's really, really hard to get a fish to come up on a more of a silent bait out of that much water, especially in those conditions. You can see there that where the grass is thicker, and that's where these fish were actually relating to. I mean, that is a lot thicker than it looks, and I would say 80 to 90% of the bites that I had came out or around that really thick stuff. The key with the frog is these fish weren't in one specific spot. It was about covering water and covering a lot of water each day, and that's what makes the ToadRunner good. I'm able to put it on a rod and just take off, make really, really, really long casts. I mean, I caught fish, you can see there, all the way on the inside grass line, and it was just about, covering water and getting a lot of bites. On this next segment, you can see I mean, literally just floating with the wind, doing the same thing. On this hook set here, this fish came as far back as you could get. I mean, he's probably in 2 foot of water and on that inside edge. And what's crazy is that inside edge was blocking some of the wind. So when the wind got really, really heavy, these fish would move to the, kind of set up on this inside edge and get out of that rough water. There's not a lot of baits out there that you can reel through this thick of stuff and get fish to react in that thick of stuff and with the wind. The wind is the killer. Had I not been able to adjust the tail and make give it that really, really loud plop, I would not have caught these fish. And you can see right there in the fish's mouth without a doubt. Everybody said it was a teckle. That's the shad frog crasher with, with my little invention on the back. Waiting on the next one. Got to go through the weigh-in part of it. 3.9? 3.9. Let's hold it up here. It was any different, just to make sure. It was really important to me, being that this bait was a prototype at the time, to keep it under wraps. I didn't want it out there because I felt like if I could have 2 or 3 tournaments with this bait, then I was going to be able to make some money before everybody else figured it out. I mean, you're sitting here, look at that. I got the power poles down, the wind is crashing, and the grass is actually laid over, and I'm able to call those fish. And again, it looks like it's a foot or 2, which would be easy to call them up. That grass is 4 to 5 foot. So the ability to actually adjust the sound of that and make those fish react is really the reason why I had a good finish at Sam Rayburn. And that's a big one. Still, I just can't get over, I mean, look at the boat rocking and 4 or 5 foot. One thing about this is I demanded whenever we built this bait that I wanted the Trocar frog hook, just because it's so sharp and it's strong, and I've got a lot of experience throwing that hook, and I can't tell you, I mean, I don't remember losing a couple of fish. And what you guys are seeing is footage that is maybe from the top 6 or 7 fish catches. I'm not gonna lie to you, I caught the heck out of them that week, and it was really fun doing it. And notice how far that frog is down in his throat. That happens a lot. That doesn't happen a lot whenever you're fishing 5 foot of water with a silent bait and the wind is crashing like that. I mean, they're keying on it, and they're getting the whole thing in their mouth. And I'm surprised really with the hookup on this bait. It does really, really good, and it's a bait that really it's one of the simpler frog baits to use. You throw it out and you reel it in, you can stop and go, and they crush it. That fish there, I'd actually missed him and was able, what I'd done is, if you notice around there, the water had kind of gotten a little bit flatter. I was out of the wind. I missed him because I felt like my tail was curved in, it was too loud. I reeled the bait in real quick, I flattened the tail out, made it more subtle, made the next cast, and then he ate it. And that's things, whenever you're fishing this bait, and they might be blowing up on it, say, they're not eating it, then there's something wrong with the sound, and that's the reason that this tail is like that. That gives you the ability to adjust that. It's more so, I think, about sound than color. That gives you the ability to adjust that and either make it more subtle or louder. I've seen it on both. Muddy conditions, they miss it because they can't find it. And I've seen it in subtle conditions where they get up there on it, it's too loud, and they turn away.